Okay, so yeah, spores on germination will give rise to a prothallus. So prothallus will be formed after germination. Okay, fine. So it will give rise to a multicellular gametophyte. So gametophyte is something which is haploid. Okay, multicellular gametophyte. So wherever this gametophyte term comes, that means it is haploid. So wherever sporophyte term comes, that means it is diploid. Okay, 2n. So the spores germinate to give rise to a multicellular gametophyte called as prothallus. Okay, so the prothallus will be okay. So prothallus will be formed. Okay, fine. So prothallus will be formed. Okay, after that. Next, so the prothallus bears sex organ. So next point, the prothallus bears sex organs. Okay. So on top of that prothallus, multicellular prothallus, it bears sex organs. Okay. So sex organs will develop on top of that. Okay. This okay. The prothallus bears sex organ. Antheridia, namely antheridium. Okay. Antheridium, which is male sex organ. Antheridium, which is male sex organ. Okay. So prothallus bears sex organs, namely antheridium, which is male sex organ, and archegonia and archegonia and archegonia, which is female sex organ. Okay. Archegonia, female sex organ. Okay, so archegonia is female sex organ. Okay, so male sex organ and female sex organ. Okay, so antheridia will produce sperm. Okay, antheridium produce. Okay, so antheridium will produce male gamete, male gamete. Okay, so in bracket sperms. Then archegonia produce produce female gamete. Okay, archegonia will produce female gamete, that is egg. So egg will be produced by archegonia. So antheridium produces male gamete, archegonia will produce female gamete. Okay, archegonia female gamete, antheridium will produce male gametes. Okay, so both kind of gametes will be produced. Okay, so the sperm are motile. The sperm are motile, which require water for fertilization. Okay, which require water for fertilization. So it requires water for fertilization, okay, but they have xylem and phloem. Fine. So one of the sperm, okay, one of the sperm fuses with egg, fuses with egg, okay, to form zygote, okay. So it will fuse with egg to form zygote. So zygote will be formed after that, after fertilization, okay. One of the sperm fuses with egg to form a zygote, then diploid zygote develops into a embryo and finally sporophyte. So diploid zygote develops into embryo and finally into a sporophyte. Okay, finally into the sporophyte. Yeah. So example is, so right here. Example I'll write on top. Okay. So here's that. Okay, so example is Bryopteris, Pons, okay, Salvia. Okay. So example of pteridophyte, Dryopteris, 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 okay. Then second example is ferns, Ferns, ferns. Then equisetum, okay, equisetum, sorry, equisetum. Then salvia, then selaginella, okay, Salaginella, okay. So these are the example for the prothallus degrades. Yeah, the prothallus will not remain. Okay. So once the plant, it gives rise to a sporophyte. Okay, the sporophyte, when it forms, okay, so it will be curled like so. This is called as cercinate, okay. So after formation of this structure, so finally the plant will grow little bigger, okay. So when the plant grows completely, so there will be formation of roots, okay. So roots will be formed. So during this time the prothallus will die, okay, it will not remain. So finally roots, stem and leaf, only these three structure will remain, okay. Yeah, prothallus will degrade. So this is your prothallus, which is gametophyte. So gametophyte will degrade in pteridophytes, okay. In bryophytes, gametophyte will stay for longer time, okay. And even sporophyte will stay with gametophyte. In bryophytes, gametophyte is green leafy stage, okay. It will carry out photosynthesis, and on top of that there will be growth of sporophyte, okay. So both generation will survive in bryophytes, whereas here one will die soon after the growth of the sporophyte. And sporophyte is green, it can carry out photosynthesis, it has chloroplast. Okay, so it can carry out photosynthesis on its own in pteridophytes. So sporophyte is usually a predominant stage. Okay, so predominant stage is sporophyte. In bryophyte, predominant stage is gametophyte. Okay, so that gametophyte will remain for long time. Okay. Okay. So example, Dryopteris, ferns, Equisetum, Salvia and Selaginella. Okay. So these five comes under pteridophytes. Okay. Fine. So next, after this, next will be angiosperms. Okay. Gymnosperm will study later. Okay. So first we'll study about angiosperm because here there is something called as double fertilization. Okay. So if you know this, then gymnosperms will be easy. Okay. First we'll take angiosperm, then next will be gymnosperm. Okay. So double fertilization is there, then triple fusion. Okay. So if you know all this, then gymnosperm will be easy. Okay. So double fertilization, triple fusion, then embryo sac. Okay. So in embryo sac again you will have three different kind of cell. So if you know all this information, so gymnosperms will be easy. Okay. Kind of cell. Fine. So next, yeah, Marsilia. That also you can write. So 4 to 5 example are enough. Okay. In exams, 4 example will be enough. Don't write more. So 4 to 5 example easily you can remember. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is over. Next angiosperm, then we'll go for gymnosperms. Okay. Okay. So angiosperm. Next. Okay. So these are the plant which flowers. Okay. So reproductive organ is flower. Okay. Reproductive organ will be flower. Okay. In angiosperm. So all the plant which flowers. So reproductive organ is flower. Okay. So all plant which flowers they belong to angiosperm. All plant which flowers or which bear flowers they belong to angiosperm. Okay. They belong to angiosperm. Angiosperm. Okay. Angiosperms are phanerogams. Yeah, those which have seeds, they belong to phanerogams. Okay, so those which reproduce by spores, they belong to cryptogams. Okay, so all plant which flowers, they belong to angiosperm. So most of the plants that are present on Earth, so they belong to angiosperm. So most 90% of the plants they flower. Okay, so all those they belong to angiosperm. So then reproductive organ of a angiosperm is flower. Okay, so in angiosperm reproductive organ is called as flower. Okay, so reproductive organ is called as a flower. Okay, so flower is a reproductive organ. So here there is no antheridium and archegonia like in previous pteridophytes and bryophytes. Archegonia and antheridium is absent, so instead of that sex organs are located in the flowers. Okay, sex organs are located in the flower. Okay, so flower will have two different kind of sex organ. So female sex organ is called as gynoecium. Okay, so we have female sex organ which is known as gynoecium. Okay, or you can also call it as carpel or pistil. Okay, so above part is called as stigma. Okay, so stigma, then next style, then next is ovary. Okay, so inside flower you will find female reproductive part that is called as stigma, style, ovary. Okay, stigma, style, ovary. So all these three can be also called as carpel or pistil. Okay, so this elongated portion that is called as ovary. Okay, so inside ovary ovules will be produced. Okay, so now we should find where the egg is located. Okay, so this was a basic concept that you learned during your school days. Okay, now next is inside ovary you will find ovules. Okay, so sometimes there may be one ovule, or in some flowers there will be more than one ovule. Okay, so ovule will be present inside the ovary. Okay, so ovule will be present. Okay, so this is the female part, or it is called as gynoecium. Gynoecium. Okay, so that is called as gynoecium. So last 10 minutes is there. Okay, so gynoecium is called as female. Okay, then you have one more sex organ which is called as male sex organ. Okay, so the male sex organ is called as androecium or anther. Okay, so they will have anther on top which will produce sperm. Okay, or pollen grain. Okay, so egg will be produced inside the ovule. Okay, so the sperm has to travel through stigma, style, then through the ovary. Okay, stigma, style, ovary, then finally it should enter into the ovule. So inside ovule you will find the egg. Okay, so here it's little complex. So egg is found inside the ovary. So inside the ovary there is structure which is called as ovule. Okay, so ovule are attached to the ovary. Ovules will be attached to ovary, and inside ovule you will find the egg. Okay, so and this is a male reproductive which is called as androecium. Okay, androecium. Then this topmost part is called as anther. Anther. Okay, so topmost part will be called as anther. Then this part is called as stalk. Okay, so androecium or anther, so this one will produce sperms. Okay, or pollen grain. Okay, so pollen grain will be produced, and that pollen grain will be received by the stigma. Okay, so pollen grains will be received by stigma. Okay, so anther will release male gamete and female gamete is produced inside the ovule. Okay, so inside ovule you have female gamete, and male gamete is this pollen grain. Male gamete is called as pollen grain. So we don't use the term sperm here. Okay, so it is called as pollen grain. Understood? Where is the location of male gamete? So male gamete will be produced inside this anther. So powder like substance will be present inside this anther. Okay, so that is called as pollen grain. Then female gamete is called as gynoecium, carpel, or pistil. So they have three different regions: stigma, style, ovary. Okay, so ovary, inside the ovary there will be ovule. Okay, so inside the ovule you will find egg. Okay, egg will be located inside the ovule. Okay, yeah. So this is the location for gamete. Okay, female gamete and male gamete, right? So anther will produce pollen grain. Okay, now pollen grain. Okay, so when we see inside the pollen grain, so it will have two male gametes. Okay, two gametes will be there, and both the gamete will fuse with egg. So that is called double fertilization. So that I will draw and show you. Okay, so only 6 minutes is remaining, so I think tomorrow. Okay, so that pollen grain will have two male gametes. Okay, so many pollen grains are produced inside the, there you have written stalk, it's filament. Okay, stalk or filament, filament or stalk. Okay, Shilpa. So filament or stalk. Okay, so now pollen grain will have two male gametes. Okay, so two male gametes will be produced. Okay, so two male gametes will be produced in each pollen grain. Okay, so in each pollen grain two male gametes will be produced, and both the gametes are required. Both gametes are required. Name of two gametes, so that will be male gametes, so there is no name for that. So both are male gametes. Okay, so actually first there will be formation of pollen grain. Okay, so pollen grain will be formed, and this pollen grain will have cytoplasm. Cytoplasm will be present inside. Okay, first when the pollen grain is developing, so it will have a cytoplasm, name of two gametes. Okay, yeah. So the larger cell, there will be two cell in this. Okay, first one cell will be there, that cell is called as vegetative cell. Vegetative cell. Okay, then this vegetative cell will divide and it will give rise to one more cell, which is called as generative cell. Okay, so inside pollen grain, first there will be vegetative cell, then vegetative cell will divide and give rise to a generative cell. Okay, now this vegetative cell, vegetative means veg, which will provide food. Okay, so the cell which provides food is called as vegetative cell. Okay, so that will divide and give rise to generative cell. Now generative cell will divide and give rise to a two male gametes. Male gametes. Okay, so just two male gametes will be formed finally inside. Okay, yeah. So inside anther there will be production of lot of pollen grains. So pollen grains are produced inside the anther, so it is the storehouse of pollen grain. Okay, and each pollen grain will have vegetative cell. Okay, so vegetative cell later it will divide to give generative cell, then generative cell will give rise to two male gametes. Okay, so it is said male gametes, so there is no name for that. Two male gametes. Okay, so one will fuse with egg and another will fuse with one more cell which is present in the ovule. So inside ovule also there are three different type of cell. Okay, now it's already time. So tomorrow I'll tell. So what kind of cells are present inside the ovule. Okay. Okay. So ovule is attached to, okay. So these ovules, they are attached to a placenta. Okay. Placenta. So placenta is something which will provide food to the ovules, to the developing ovules. So placenta provides the food. Okay, it is a cushion like structure which is present to the inner layer of the ovary. So ovary has two layers. One is outer layer and inner layer. Okay, so placenta is a tissue which is present in the inner layer like this. Okay, so this is outer layer, then inside there will be one layer, so that layer becomes the placenta. Okay, so inner side of the ovary is called as placenta. Okay, so on top of that ovules will grow. So ovules will grow attached to the placenta. So placenta will provide food to the ovule. Okay, so tomorrow I'll draw the cycle. Okay, so how the ovule looks like and what are the cells which is present inside the ovule. Okay, so again if you go inside ovule, so ovule will develop some different kinds of cells. Okay, so it will produce a egg cell and it will produce also two different kind of cells, and those will have a layer, and totally it is called as embryo sac. So sac formation will take place inside. Okay, so that cycle I'll tell you how egg is formed inside the ovule. Okay, tomorrow. So only 1 minute is remaining now. So now it's not possible, okay, to explain all the entire life cycle. Okay, so this much stigma, style, ovary. So inside ovary there is a ovule. So inside ovule there will be development of female gamete or egg. So egg will be developed inside the ovule. Okay, and male gamete is present inside the pollen grain. Okay, so how it is released, that I'll tell in next class, how these two male gametes are released inside. So it has to travel from style